Alright guys, so after the balance, I just spent the last 30 minutes building the best deck possible for Tearalaments. Shocker. I don't think this deck is actually completely dead, and there's definitely some cool things that you could definitely do. Here's my experimental list from the first hour of the ban list being released. I hope you guys enjoy the video, and don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts on my deck below, and if you have any suggestions on how to make tier even better. Let's jump right into it. All right, so as you guys all know, all the Tearalaments main deck monster went to 1 except Reinhardt, but I'm only playing 1 Rhino because as a normal summon, the card doesn't actually facilitate that many plays, and it's so I only wanted to play 1 of it, and King of the Swamp can replace Reinhardt. I played 3 tier cash because it's like super powerful. It's probably the new card that we're gonna be playing now, and I'm playing all the Shizus as 1-ofs because we don't have access to multiple Kelbecks. I think having a Guido and Kelbeck in your deck so you can mill 10 is really good. And Medora and Keldor are obviously really good for obvious reasons. And then the newest addition to the deck that we've been playing for, since when it first originally got released, but kind of lost traction, which is Diviner of the Herald. The main reason why I play this is because it's a 1-card Beatrice. Because you can go Diviner, send Herald. Herald add the Mechanco, then use the Mechanco to summon itself off the spell. And then overlay the Diviner and the Mechanco for Beatrice and use Beatrice effect to get access to any of your tier names, your mill 5s, all that good stuff. And if you already opened the ritual, you can just use Diviner to send a mill 5 from the from your deck to the graveyard and start milling from your opponent's deck. And then we also have King of the Swamp at 3. This card is really powerful because it allows you to access to Guardian Chimera. And not only that, it's a substitute for any name mentioned on the fusion card, so it allows you to still summon Kiklos. Which is super powerful. Then, of course, you have the 1 Medora. I played 1 Foolish Burial just because it can either mill you 5 cards or it can trigger a tier name. And I think, this deserves a slot for sure. We never needed it before because the deck milled so much. But because of the tier monsters getting severely reduced in count, I think playing Foolish Burial is super important. Play 1 Terraforming for the 3 Pellerinos. 1 Polymerization for the King of the Swamp. 2 Tearlaments Scream, just because it allows you to access your traps. I think the traps is like the way to go going forward. I think I want to play 1 Crime as well because if anyone Crows or like Bistio is one of our tiers, and because we only have 1 of each now, having the ability to add them back is like really important. But I do want to play Metanoise and Double Celiac. Double Celiac is really good with the Mechanco because the Mechanco adds a Mechanco card and discards for effect and not cost, which allows you to actually trigger your Celiac or any of your tier names in your hand that you draw, right? Because we don't have access to Sharon as much as we used to, the Mechanco basically serves as another way to trigger Tearlament names in your hand. I also played Trivi Karma because it can banish yourself from the graveyard to add a spell or trap that mentions Visa Starfrost from your deck to your hand, which includes any Tearlament spells or trap or Pellerino itself, which means you're actually able to have more starters, and it's very easily pitchable off of the Orihime Mechanco. You play 1 Reflection because this is a card that you're going to send off of the ceremony, and this card allows you to quick effect snatch steal your opponent's monsters with Orihime's effect, which is super important and super powerful. And the last 6 cards I wasn't really sure on. You could play more engine cards, but I just added in some flex cards in the form of Nibiru and Impermanence in the meantime. Now for the extra deck, we have Guardian Chimera, Mud Dragon, Stapelia, Kaleidoheart, and Rukalos. I think these are the only fusions you need. You can definitely do some Shaddoll stuff too, which I think would be kind of cool later down the line, but that's something that I want to experiment with next. But this is like my first iteration, my first take on Tearalaments after the balance just came out within, like, literally I just made this deck in like 30 minutes, which is kind of crazy. And I played 2 Zeus, 1 Beatrice, 1 Dweller, 1 Bagusia, 1 Redoer. 1 Dark, 1 Sprint, because I think being able to make Dark to take any of your opponent's monsters and make a sprint line is like super important. And then 1 Herald of Arclight for the Diviner, and then 1 Baron de Fleur. Okay, so now let's do some test hands with the deck. Alright, yeah, so I'm going to show you why I really want to play Diviner. Alright, so we're going to use Diviner here to send a... we're going to be sending... I think 1 of the mill 5s are probably best. Yeah, let's send 1 of the millers. We're going to run the 5 mill here because we already have access to the Mechanco. We hit Trivi Karma, which allows us to banish itself from the graveyard to add planet from our deck to our hand. We're then going to use planet's effect to add the Sharon from the deck. We're then going to activate the effect of Sharon. I'm pitching, let me think here, the Rhino Heart. Summon itself in mill 3. We're then going to go Rhino Heart 1, Scream 2. That's going to add us the Celiac. And then we're going to be able to summon the Rhino Heart by discarding our Tier Cash. Then we can go Chainlink 1 Rhino, Chainlink 2 Tier Cash to mill. 1, 2. And let's see what we get here. Okay. Hit the King of the Swamp. That's really good. Hit the Poly. Okay. Now we're going to send a Havness from our deck to the graveyard. We'll then use Havness' effect to fusion summon. So we'll use the Havness and the Mud Dragon that we milled to make a Rukalos. Okay. At this point, we can then activate the Mekanko's effect to search. And we're going to grab the Ceremony, and we're going to pitch the Keldo from our hand to the graveyard. We'll activate the Ceremony to summon the Mekanko, then banish the Ceremony to send a Mekanko card from the deck to the graveyard. So we're going to send the Rondo. At this point, we can go for a Beatrice line as well, with the Mekanko and the Diviner. And we also have a Redoer line with Sharon to trigger another fusion. So I think we're going to overlay these two to make Beatrice. And I don't think we triggered Celiac yet. Yeah, we haven't. So we'll activate the effect of Beatrice. We're going to detach the Mekanko. We're going to send the Celiac. Use the Celiac to grab a Tier Cash. Then we're going to overlay these two to make a Redoer. And we can set the Celiac. And that's going to be pretty much our end board. While having 2 shufflers as well in the graveyard to like trigger pops and all that good stuff. So not the worst end board, of all time, but definitely something interesting to look at. And yeah, let me know if you guys have any suggestions for how else to build a tier deck so that it's still as good, or if, just going to play catch tier or something along those lines. But I wanted to give this a shot and give it a try to see how good it would be. All right, guys, I'm going to show you a bonus combo as well that I was cooking up, which is if you go open up Diviner plus Celiac, you can send Herald, then use Herald to add the Orihime. Then you can use the Orihime's effect to search a copy of a Mekanko card, then discard a card. So we're going to search the Great Ceremony. We're going to pitch the Celiac. We're going to use the Celiac to grab a Sharon. Then you can use the Mekanko to summon the Orihime from the hand. Overlay those two into a Beatrice. Use the Beatrice's effect to detach the Diviner. And then we're going to send Trivi Karma. We're going to banish Trivi Karma to search Planet. Then we can use Planet's effect to grab access to another tier card. So you can see right here, like, you're basically bridging the gap between your Tearalaments card using this effectively. Guys, if you guys enjoyed this video and you enjoyed the deck profile as well as the combo tutorial, let me know what else you would want to see, any suggestions you have. And if you enjoyed this type of content, don't forget to subscribe. All right, guys, thank you so much, and good luck with your testing. I'll see you at the next YCS.